I said, yo, what's up, everybody? I'm Amara. This is Amara's Logic. Got a new video for you today. NBA playoff news. Before we get into it, y'all know the spiel. Comment, like, subscribe, and share this electrifying content with the people. Salute the friends and family. Appreciate y'all tapping in. If you haven't already, please hit the like button. Y'all know we here to talk about the playoffs. NBA playoffs have been wild. I have to say, before we even get into it, I am still wildly entertained by this year's playoffs. It has been extremely entertaining watching teams get blown out, injuries, underdogs. I mean, it's hit all check marks, all green check marks for me so far. I am really enjoying the playoffs. I mean, who would have thought the Pacers would beat the number one team in the East? Who would think the Knicks would have the Celtics on the ropes? Who would have thought? And shout out to Jayson Tatum. I wish you a speedy recovery. But Jayson Tatum with a ruptured Achilles, is the window closed for the Boston Celtics, considering that not only with the Tatum injury, you have they're in the second apron. They got to pay Kristaps, they got to play Derek White, they got to pay Drew Holiday. I think this was their last run before they have to blow it up. I know that a lot of people think that the Bucks are in a bad situation. I actually think financially that the Celtics are in a worse situation than the Bucks, and I think all of that come to a head in the off season. But like I said, entertainment nonetheless. We got to give credit to Halliburton. He has definitely been hooping and putting a stamp on his name in his playoffs, and he's asking, hey, we got to put some respect on Halliburton's name. He's doing what he needs to do in the playoffs, helping his team advance. They just took out the number one seed, and it's pretty easy, to be honest. I also want to say that, no disrespect, I know we're saying this in hindsight now, but were the Cleveland Cavaliers a regular season team? Is that a team not built for the playoffs? Is Donovan Mitchell not a Batman? Is he a Robin more than a Batman? Can you win in the playoffs with Donovan Mitchell being your best player? Donovan Mitchell is a great player, great talent. We can call him a superstar and all of that, but he's never been out of the second round. I don't know if y'all know that. Utah, Cleveland, he's never been out of the second round in his entire career. And I think he's been in the NBA maybe like 8 years. He's never been out the first round. So I find that interesting. So maybe Kenny Atkinson is a little bit overrated. I don't know. Maybe a little overrated. You had ample amount of times to make adjustments in that series. I know they had injuries, but even when they were healthy, they weren't making any real adjustments. So maybe Kenny Atkinson is a little bit overhyped too. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. He might just be a little overhyped. And with the Celtics, with that Celtics series, I know it's not over versus the Knicks. If the Celtics are able to come back and beat the Knicks, what does that say about the Knicks? I know that they're a good team with, even without Jayson Tatum, they're a good team. But if the Celtics are able to pull this off, that's gonna say a lot about the Knicks not being a closer deal. And it's also gonna drop the respect level of Jalen Brunson. I do have to give the Celtics credit. I did think they were gonna lay down without Jayson Tatum, but Derek White, hey, Derek White is an unsung hero for the Boston Celtics. Low key, Derek White might be their third most important player on that entire roster. He's getting buckets. He's doing all the little things. Like, he's playing on a very high level. I just got to give credit. Derek White is playing on a high level. He's the reason they're in this series. He's low key the reason they're in this series. Derek White has been consistent throughout these entire playoffs. I got to give him his credit. He's been hooping. And Kristaps Porzingis looked like damaged goods. he only played a few minutes in this game. They're gonna have to find a way to unload Kristaps Porzingis. Porzingis is getting like 30 million. You don't ever really play. They don't really need you. They win champion. They could win a championship without you, though you did have a great initial game. I mean, hey, no strays. Y'all got a lot of figuring out to do on the financial side with the Boston Celtics because I just don't see how they can maintain this team going forward. I just don't see it. I really just don't see it. And I'm not calling it early, and I'm not disrespecting what the Timberwolves did. We gonna get to the West in a minute, but it's looking like it's gonna be a collision course right now between the Pacers and OKC, and I think that that would be a great finals if that happened. It would be very high paced. I think it would be a fun basketball series to watch if it goes down like that. And I also want to give credit to Ant Edwards. They handled their business and got rid of Golden State. And I do think it's officially the end of the Golden State era. Steph is 37, Jimmy's 36, Draymond's 37. They've had draft picks, number one picks when people were hurt. They turned into nothing, Wiseman and all these people. So I think their window is officially closed. I think the window for the Golden State Warriors, excuse me, is officially closed. I think it's definitely officially closed. 100%. But again, Steph Curry's one of the all-time greats. I'm sure he's going to play another couple years, but the window as far as winning a championship with the Golden State Warriors, I think those days are behind us. I think we're seeing the new and upcoming West right now with OKC and Minnesota and Houston. You're seeing who's coming up next, and I think those are the teams that are going to be dominating the West for the next few years. Maybe the Lakers, if they can pull off some mysterious trade, they might be able to do something, but it's looking like Houston, OKC, and what's good? What up, 78? Appreciate you, bro. I'm gonna get to your super chat here in a moment, bro. Shout out to the LDBC General. But yeah, it just looked like OKC, Minnesota, and Houston. They next up. And Edwards got a lot of killer instinct. He is coming catching bodies. Already through this playoffs, man. Hey, he done got Luca, LeBron, body. Hey, Steph, Draymond, got them out of there. Is he the legend killer? Is Ant Edwards the legend killer? Ant-Man the legend killer? What? He might be. He might be. Let me get to the rest of my notes here. We're going to open up the lines and we're going to chop this up. And I see a lot of people also on the Bucks side talking about trades and all of this. I don't think that anything Bucks trade or player movement related should be happening until the offseason. You got to let things shake out a little bit before worrying about replacing coaches and all that. You got to see what's available and what makes the most sense before these knee jerk reactions, and in my opinion. That's just how I feel. Also, the Thunder Nuggets, what we got going on right now, the Thunder Nuggets. Hold on, let me just check over here real quick. The game 6 is tight though with OKC and the Nuggets. It's 61-58 right now at halftime. So it's gonna be very interesting to see if the Thunder can close this out on the road. If the Thunder can close it out on the road, I'll be extremely impressed. Extremely impressed. And Shay's been playing a lot better these last two games. He's been playing like a superstar these last two games. He still get too many calls, but he's been definitely playing well. Let's see who in the building. We're gonna open these lines in a minute. Oh, I want to shout out my man Daniel Carter, bro. I miss putting the link in the chat and all of that. Let me put the link in the chat before, bro. My bad. I forgot to pin it. I told my brother I was gonna pin it. I ain't even pin it. My bad, Moose. I wasn't even listening. Luke, what's good? Boy, mommy, what's good? Appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate you. Jeff Riley in the building. Brandon King Carter in the building. Jeff Riley, what's good? Tish, what's good? Appreciate y'all tapping in. Robert Brooks in the building. Dre West in the building. What's good? Appreciate y'all tapping in. Talking this NBA playoffs. Entertaining NBA playoffs. Let me say that. AB, what's good, bro? Appreciate you tapping in. Gibson, Nicholas, aka Barack Bahamas in the building. Brandon King Carter, Jimmy Roller, what's good? Appreciate you tapping in, bro. Piano Matt, what's good? Appreciate you. Appreciate you. King Temp in the building, what's good? The homie Derek Stevenson, what's good? Mr. Cool, the living legend, what's good? Appreciate you. Saw Cali in the building. What's good, Mr. 414? I see you. WFSO, what's good, bro? Hey, I see you putting in the pain, talking that wrestling talk too, bro. Salute to WFSO, bro. Salute. JST Fresh Tech, what's good, bro? Appreciate y'all tapping in. Greg Delaney made it in the building. Ryan Love made it in the building. What's good? Seun, what's good? The homie 78 Sports TV. Appreciate the $5 super chat, fam. What it do, Bucks Nation? If Boston come back, the Knicks are just cursed with whatever Miss Salih put on Mr. Come on. Hey, bro. Come on, bro. Hilarious. Hilarious. Shout out to 78, my dude. Oh, 78. Salute. Salute. Ryan Love said Halliburton gonna win Eastern Conference Player of the Playoffs. It's looking that way. It's looking that way 100%. Hey, you know what? No. I'll say this. He wins it unless the only thing that could stop him is if the Celtics beat the Knicks and they go against the Pacers, because I would think Derek White might get it, because Derek White has been hooping, bro. Like, we can't sleep, but Derek White has been hooping. No strays. ENT, our favorite op, is in the building. Never underestimate the heart of a champion. We ain't dead yet. Celtics is 7. You right, you're not. I agree. 100% no strays. 100%. What up, Eliza? Salute to Eliza in the building. Salute. We just talking some NBA talk. Eliza, was good? Dre West said, I know one thing, won't be any coaching changes. It's looking that way, unfortunately. I'm not happy about that, but it's looking that way, which means we really are going to have to adjust our roster for an inept coach. Unfortunately, Dre West. Hey, this Thunder game is tight, bro. It's 61-62 right now. Damn, I wish I could play that game for y'all through my app, but I already know what time it is. Derek Stevenson, what's good? Ant-Man, Bonafide, YN, OG Killer. Yo! Yo, he is there. He is out there. He is out there getting the OGs out of there. You want some old man? No. Luke said sign Paul Reed, re-sign KPJ, Gary, and Ryan, and trade for PJ Washington and Colin Sexton. That's asking for a lot, Luke. We don't got that much money, bro. You're asking for a lot, but I get where you coming from. Boy, Bobby said no straight, you do fact. That's a fact. I'm rooting for y'all to come back for real. Oh, shout out to boy mommy. Unbelievable. All right, y'all. JST Fresh Tech said if Doc still coach, can't watch this team next season. Hey, we gotta support this team no matter what. JST Fresh Tech, we not doing that. That ain't no stipulations on supporting the squad, bro. That ain't no stipulations. If Doc here, we just gonna have to fight through the screens. What can we do besides get better players? That means we just have to get better players. That just is what it is. Bleacher Report, boss in the building. What up, Bleacher? Oh, okay. I see no strays on his chitty. No Tatum, no problem. I see you. I see you. Hey, he got his chest poked out. No Tatum, no problem. What I tell you on Twitter, no stray. I said that Derek White will be the one to save y'all. He y'all best player. I told you that already. If Derek White is cooking, y'all got a chance. Pay that man. He should be getting the max. Eliza said, genuinely believe we are no worse off without Dame than we were this season. Nobody else is getting any better in the East. I believe we could still beat 3 through 6. I think that's valid. I think that's valid. Depending on see how the offseason go, I think that's valid, Eliza. Yeah, I don't think they'll go. They saying no to Paul Reed, Luke. Jeff Riley said Brook might be the best free agent center on the board. No, sir. Nas Reed. Nas Reed will be a free agent too, so I would consider Nas Reed higher on the total pole. Ant-Man a problem, I'm telling y'all. Ant-Man is a problem. Dre West said Philly getting the number 3 pick is crazy. I think they will be better. I agree as well. And then they had that what is that? The draft pick they had last year, the light skinned dude who got hurt that was hooping for them too. So he'll be back healthy. Paul George. Philly could be a problem next year. Sayun said Drew is like a fifth option in the Celtics team. Absolutely a fifth option, 100%. 100%. WFS Sosa, I just hope they don't re-sign Brook Lopez. I'm just not a fan of Brook. Y'all know that about me. I'm cool on Brook. I'm really cool on Brook. Have y'all noticed too in the playoffs that pace and turnovers have been the difference maker in most of these games? Turnovers late and pace. Pacers pace has no one's been able to keep up with them. And I don't think the Knicks will be either. I think they're gonna run the Knicks out the building. The pace and the execution that the Pacers play with is insane. And the same with OKC. The pace, the defensive prowess. I think it's going to be an interesting finals if it is the Pacers versus OKC. I actually want to see that because I think it'll be very high scoring. I think it'll be very entertaining. Very entertaining. Get to a couple more of these comments. Right, Nas Reed and Steven. But Steven Adams coming off an injury, Dre West. That's why I want to mention Steven Adams because he's coming off an injury. But we could throw him in there. We could throw him in there. Oh, McCain. Thank you, Dre West, McCain. So they're going to have some talent. Mr. Cool said the Spurs trying to sign Nas Reed. That'd be a great signing for them. Damn, you would have him and Wemby up front. That'd be kind of serious. That would definitely be serious. Jeff said, can we afford Nas Reed? I don't know. He's going to garner a lot on the open market. Oh, Miles Turner, too? Yeah, I forgot about Miles Turner. King Temp said, I think whoever come out of the West will win it all this year. I don't know. I'm just not counting out the Pacers anymore. They beat the Cleveland Cavaliers. All bets are off. I'm just not counting them out. But I feel what you're saying. I agree. Miles Turner's a free agent, but we can't afford him, and he'll re-sign with Indy 100%. Sign and trade Bobby P. and Kuzma to get who though? To get who though, there? Jeff said, Amara, I've been hearing that Brook might be re-signed on a very much lower contract and much shorter playing time. I can see that. I know they probably gonna do that. I just don't. I would prefer them to just move on, but I can understand that. I still would prefer them to move on. JST Fresh Tech, bro. We all want that, bro. We all want a younger team, but we have to have the coach and the organization that can execute that by drafting the right players, by having the right coach, creating the right system. We got to have all that. That's the problem. Tap you in a minute. Put the link back in the chat too. Get to the homie AB. I see he in here. What up, AB? Get to the homie AB comment. I'm gonna tap you in, Gibson. AB said, I think a trade for Kuminga and a center signing free agent would be huge for y'all. Reed or Adams. I don't know if we have the funds. Kuminga turned down 30 million from Golden State. Kuminga won 35 million a year. Only, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't think Kuminga's feasible. He turned down 30 from Golden State. So I don't see it. No Strays ENT Hospital Celtics beat the Pacers in 5. Absolutely not. Come on, No Strays. That's way too much, bro. That's way too much. Robert Brooks saluting to Barack Bahamas in the building. Let's tap him in. Right on schedule. What up, Gibson?
Salute to Amma, salute to the chat, salute to everybody. Peace and love and blessings from the Bahamas
Salute.
and to the beautiful city of Milwaukee,
What's
Wisconsin.
good?
What's up? I'm surprised but these playoff has really taught us a valuable lesson. It's opened our eyes a lot. And I really, really hope that it opened especially the Milwaukee Bucks organization eyes more clearly. And I hope ownership and John Horst take a lot of notes. Make sure we would have 3 or 4 books loaded with notes to find out what we need to do. And still, probably, we still waiting on any news yet. If they have pulled the trigger on Doc Rivers yet, we have not heard any news yet. I am still searching
Mm-hmm.
every day, checking my articles to see if they get rid of that man as yet of this team. I wish they do. Listen to this chat and follow our advice and listen to the pleading and the crying
Right.
of the people of the city that this man is not the coach for this team. Why I said that, Amber? If you really look at how the Minnesota Timberwolves are playing, OKC is playing, and the way Indiana is playing. Carlisle is a total different maestro when it comes to coaching.
Mm-hmm.
He could put X's and O's together. He runs circles around Doc Rivers. Why? He used all of his young guys. He used the young guys.
He
He
built
used
a
them.
system. This is the difference. I'm gonna say this, and this is what makes a great coach. A coach is able to build a system around the talent that he has. OKC's coach has built a system around speed, length, athleticism, taking advantage of the traits of his players. Doc Rivers does not have the ability or comprehension skill to create a system to take advantage of the players that he has. That's the difference, and that's why he's really failing us. He doesn't know how to adjust to the personnel. Do you see how they were would like when Minnesota was beaten, when they beat the Lakers, what they were doing, how they were putting Luca in action, how they were approaching, attacking their defense with Ant Edwards. That they were playing chess out there. And the coach was helping. And that's what a coach is supposed to do is help put your players in the best position to be successful. And that's where we're failing here. But also though, if you're watching the playoffs too, you're seeing youth is key. Youth is
Right.
key. Youth is key. It's not these veteran teams just coming through and winning no more. We just saw the end of a dynasty. People don't want to hear it. Or be honest about Golden State is done. You got
Yeah, they
Draymond 37. You got Steph 37. You got Jimmy Butler 36. It's over. These young guns is running these cats out the court. They can't even keep up. They getting hurt trying to keep up with these young cats.
Hey, Amber, yeah, and the most important thing, what we never bring in the chat, as I was listening to another podcast,
Mm,
and the guys they were talking about the Bucks. It is called the Cream City Podcast.
mm,
Those guys on that side, with four
mm,
different guys on that part. We say the most important thing with the Milwaukee Bucks lacking, and if I tell you that you are going to be shocked. They say the most important that we are lacking here is culture. It is culture. The Milwaukee Bucks are lacking culture. Look at Miami. It's about culture. Golden State's culture.
mm.
We don't have that here. And the thing with bothering me is, what hurting me is that Horst is the general manager of the team. You cannot see that this team is missing the fundamental basic stuff like the development program. All of these stuff had to be in at least before you hire a coach. Before you even hire a coach to coach my team, my first thing is, what are your expectations to better this team? I
Right.
am sitting there with my arms folded to see. Let me see a resume. Let me see a portfolio.
Hey,
How
you got
could
a
we make?
TV on? You got a little volume in the background. You got a TV on, Gibson? If you just turn
Yeah,
down a little bit. Yeah. Hold on. There you go. Yeah.
okay, cool back. You can hear me clearly now.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. It's
So,
like some of that TV in the background. I don't know if you got something else on in the background.
uh, let me let my son turn it down a little bit.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
One
Okay.
minute. 1 minute. I don't go. I coming right back. Let me
All
let
right,
him
yeah,
turn
yeah,
it
I
down.
got you. I got you. Let me get to some of these comments. Jeff Riley said horse being extended. Glenn still here. Jimmy Hasley being who he is. There are all NBA plans to destroy the team. NBA plans, bro. Yo, shout out to the homie Jeff Riley. Yeah, that's true. That's the NBA. We can't blame Indy for being healthy. That's what the playoffs has been this year. It's a war of attrition. The healthiest teams are going to be in the finals, and it's looking like it's going to be the Pacers and OKC. Though this OKC game is tight, 78-78 third quarter. I got to respect the Nuggets. The Nuggets, hey, they got the heart of a champion. I ain't going to even hold you. They are not quitting. They are not folding at all. Dre West said they make the right pass every time. Do you know how that happens, Dre West? Is consistency and practice. Practice. That's what you do in practice. You work on all that stuff so then you can execute in game time. Practice matters. And that's what we don't do either. Clearly, from what Mr. Cool been telling us, we don't practice like that either. Thank you, Gibson. Yeah, you good now. Go ahead,
Yes, I'm
Gibson.
so these are the important basic what the GM supposed to be asking the coach, what are you bringing to this team to make this team more better, to get this team over the hump? And by hiring Doc Rivers, he do not answer none of those questions for us. A lot of people in the chat were saying that they didn't want Doc, or they say he's a good coach. But to me, why did Philadelphia and the Clippers let Doc Rivers go? They see something that we could not see as fans. Now we come to the realization that Doc Rivers is not the coach that he used to be anymore. And I just want this team to be very successful. I am tired as a fan sitting here that every season and every year the Milwaukee Bucks cannot never get over the first round. We need to break that trend. We need to break that curse. And this is where I get on ownership and management to look at how could we better this team? What could we do to fix this mess that we are in? By looking at the Indiana Pacers, the Minnesota Timberwolves, the OKCs, how could we get our team like that? What we need to do? These are the questions that need to be raised in meeting that. If I was to be honest, when I go and sit down with ownership and management, I am going to ask them, you all want me to stay here. How could you fix this mess? How could that every year that I keep getting put out the first round, how could we fix this? And
Right.
first of all, it ain't about keeping Doc around. If I was honest, you get him out the door. I don't want that man here. A lot of players vouch
It's
for
gonna
him.
come down. It's gonna come down just for the Bucks for the coaching. We've gone over this 100 million times. It's just gonna come down if they want to pay another coach. So us talking
Yeah,
about they have to be willing to pay another coach. I mean, that's really it at the end of the day.
yeah,
Us, they have to be willing to want to pay. If they fire him, then they got to be willing to pay the 20 million. If they're not willing to pay the 20 million, then there's nothing we could do about that. It just is what it is. Then the only other option is for Horst to put better talent around Doc because he's inept as a coach. That's all it is. We don't
I'm with
have we don't really have some of the other options that we want. It just is what it is. We have to work within the confines of our predicament. And our predicament is we got a coach to sign for 2 more years. Do they
oh
want to pay
man,
10 million 2 more years, 20 million? If you're running a business, is that what you want to do?
hmm.
You got the
I
money,
don't
but is that what you gonna do if you got a business? I don't
know.
know. Yeah, you're not.
So
So that's why we got to kind of be really. If they do it, it would be dope. Everybody would be excited. But I don't know if it's fiscally responsible for the Bucks to do that. So in that case, we just gotta wait to the off season, see what free agents shake out, and go from there. That's really it. There's nothing else to say. We see the blueprint now. We see that it's speed, athleticism, and multi-positional players that can play and defend multiple positions. That's what the NBA is turning into now. It's
hmm,
almost turning into positionless basketball. That's
hmm.
what we're seeing the transition to positionless basketball damn near. And we need
So
to adjust. We're still in the olden days, and we just need to modernize. If you're
yeah,
watching the Pacers are literally the blueprint for what you want to do moving forward. They got
Yes.
speed, size, and height. And then they also have a system that's taking advantage of their speed and height. They're constantly getting open threes. They're constantly getting good shots. They don't the yo, Indiana don't even take bad shots. If they miss, they miss, but they don't take bad shots. They're very disciplined, well coached team. Even OKC. OKC is young, but them dudes is polished. They're
Mm-hmm.
polished, and that starts with coaching. They're
Yep.
polished. It just is
I'm,
what it is.
it is hard. It is hard to see that our team that we had a vision to be multiple champions, to hang banners after banners at Pfizer formed, that the organization failed to not do that for us. Because why? When Brook Lopez and Milton was supposed to hit the free agency market, we wanted to hold on to them so long. That was our chance to let them go and bring in the talent we need to help the team moving forward. So it has really disappointed me. A lot of things has gone by in our team, like with the front office and GM making silly decisions, signing players that don't fit the team. If you really look at it, it's a waste of draft capitals that we only have one draft capital in this year's draft, and that's the 47 pick. But what we better pray that we could find someone sensible when it's time for us to get on the board with.
What up,
Because it,
Monalando?
it is frustrating. It is frustrating, Amber, to see that when you don't hire a GM would have a vision for your team, to think for the
Yeah, but
future
that stuff
too.
we can't even like. It's already
Yeah,
done. You get what I'm
yeah,
saying?
that
Horse
was
is already signed to an extension, so it's not. It just is what it is. That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
We can't cry over what already is. We can only look to what we can do in the future. For the Bucks. Bucks, we know Lopez is out of there. Or he can get re-signed, but his money is coming off the books. You know Bobby's gonna opt out. Those are players we know that's gonna opt out. You know what I'm saying? And then we just gotta see what we can do within the confines of that contract. But we gotta be realistic. That's what I'm saying with the Bucks. There's no reason to even really talk about all of
No.
that until the off season. That's why I'm saying that's why we're talking about the regular playoffs, because the Bucks are between a rock and a hard place.
So Amber, that game where we watched yesterday, with Boston and New York, where
Mm.
they had to fight for their life. They had to fight for their because they know why you think that Jalen Brunson get fouled up that game. If they know if Brunson didn't get fouled out, they would have been in problem. And I know that going back to New York tomorrow, those guys better be wake up say, you know what? We cannot allow these clowns to come back. We gotta close them out. We gotta
All
close
right.
them out because you see what the Pacers did with the number one seed in the East.
I'm gonna
They
tell
closed
you
them out.
right now. I'll tell you this: if the Knicks do not win Game 6, they will lose this series.
Yes, then problems.
Yeah,
Then problems.
I'm gonna say this: if the Knicks do not close out in Game 6, they will lose this series. 100%, they will lose this series. I just can't see them winning
Yeah,
in Boston in Game 7. I don't think the NBA would allow that.
that's what I'm saying. So, and this the thing too, Amber. The league need to investigate these referees. This have to be addressed in the off season. The
He
league
coming for
office.
it. Hold on, Gibson. Hold on, Gibson. I gotta prepare the people. Hold on. All right, go ahead, Gibson. Go ahead,
The,
Gibson.
the,
He
the,
about to
the,
cook.
the
Go
league
ahead, Gibson.
The league have to investigate this because I think it's a bunch of little fishy and crooked things that's be going on in this league. They have to be fair and square. Where I get 2 points I want to touch on about with the officiating and the draft. Why is it that the big market teams always have to get the best pick? Let's take for an example. Dallas traded Luka to the Lakers and they get the number one pick. It's not fair. Teams like the Utah Jazz, the Washington Wizards with the bad record, those teams have not even benefit from that draft. It is not fair, but how they expect the small market team to compete with
Oh,
the big
I
market
see
team?
what you're doing now. Okay, go ahead, Gibson. All right, yeah, you putting it together. Go ahead.
I am fighting on the behalf of the small market team. I'm not fighting for the big market team. I'm fighting for the on the behalf of the small market team. Every superstar player, the small market team get what they want to do. They want to push the narrative to get him to leave to go to a big market, and we left in the dark. We left with nothing. Why is
Scraps.
it? The big market team didn't deserve to get that number one pick.
Right.
Dallas didn't deserve to get that number one. Utah and Washington deserve to get that number one pick. Not San Antonio deserved to get the second pick. Another team would never even made it to the playoff deserve to get a shot. Why is that? That's why these things need to be investigated. I don't think the commissioner is the right man for the job. I should say that they need to bring
Hey, my man Gibson is always coming to give somebody the
they,
pink slip.
they need to bring they need to, we go by fair and square. We gotta be fair and we gotta be honest. And the league need to
Hey,
investigate this
no
officially.
Strings is very confident about the Boston Celtics. Celtics about to walk them down. Gibson, I feel like No Strings is too confident. Don't you feel like he
Yeah,
a little too
it,
confident?
but my backfire. No straight, don't get your hopes up. It might backfire tomorrow night. Yeah, you might it might backfire. So it might backfire because you have to be no straight. You have to understand. Your team is a heavy team, and new ownership is coming in. They're not gonna go pay that tax bill. They're not going to go pay that. Eventually, you could put for this team as much as you want. That's your team. We understand that. But new
Whoa!
ownership is not going to keep this team intact. Because why? If they keep this intact, they are going to be a repeated tax team for the
Right.
next 2 years.
And then
So
they could lose draft picks. 1 second, just quick update. Denver is went on a nice run. Denver is winning 90-81 right now against the Thunder. Let me tap in Bleacher Report and I'm gonna tap in Mr. Cool. Hold on one
so
second.
but my fact is that the league have to be fair. The draft have to be fair. The officiating have to be fair. The league have to be fair because this is not fair. They are doing injustice to the small market team. The small market team has been unfavorable, injustice. Dallas didn't deserve that number one pick. To my knowledge, they did not deserve that. Because why
No. They
you had
did
a
deserve it. They
superstar,
gave the LA a superstar. This is a business, Gibson. You looking at it from a fan perspective. This is a business. That's what
we
you got to
understand.
understand. If we gave up a generational talent in Luca to a big market so they can keep that big market thriving after LeBron leaves, that was an under the table deal. We're gonna pay you back with another generational talent. Spurs,
I,
we gonna hook you up too because y'all got Wemby. We need all of this to be cracking over here in Texas. They want all
yeah,
Texas cracking. It's just a business. It just is what it is. But we got
I'm with
Bleach Report boss at our bottom left. Salute, salute. Then bottom right, we got Mr. Cool. We've been chopping up Gibson and I about the playoffs, Bucks. But hey, let's talk about what's going on with these NBA playoffs. We're gonna start with you, Bleacher, to go to Mr. Cool. Indiana Pacers have impressed me, and right now it looks like the Nuggets are impressing me because they not gonna quit.
I first like to say subscribe to the pod. Subscribe to
Yeah.
the pod.
Appreciate you, Bleacher. Appreciate you.
Shout out to you. I will first want to say I said in our chat room
Mm.
that I believe that the Pacers are going to the finals. Man, it's just they took out the way they took out Cleveland was incredible. Like even Halliburton has played great basketball last couple of weeks and he's been hooping. It just
I
I
want to
don't know.
say this too about Indiana. We keep talking about Halliburton. We got to start talking about Siakam too. Siakam has been a big part of them being successful in the playoff. He was killing us and he was killing Cleveland too. Siakam
That
is
dude,
serious right now.
yeah, man, they're playing good. I still can't believe how Denver's playing right now, even though they fired their coach. They
Right.
coach,
yeah.
and they still like in it. Like that's something Malone did wrong now. Now it's looking like Malone did something wrong to even have them even lose like that. So we
Hmm.
want to talk about all these coaches that we want to change. And now with even Cleveland being knocked out, he looks even faultier. Atkinson looked a little faulty because he made no
Right.
adjustment. So he's like an upgrade version, but still saying Bud. So he pretty much did a Bud 2.0, doing the
Right.
same third season, don't make no adjustment. So it's just, I know Gibson, I know he wanted to get another coach, but ain't nobody out there, man. Ain't nobody. It's dry. It is
And that's
dry.
why I was saying even talking about that stuff don't really help until the off season. Until you see what shakes out and what players are free, coaches free, and then if management even wants and the organization wants to pay pay that 2 years of salary that Doc is owed, which would be $20
Yeah,
million.
yeah, it got nothing but anymore. It got more to do with if they want to let Doc go, he's still paying them $10 million each a year. Like,
Right.
no, you gonna at least try to fix it before we let you go. So it's
Right.
like it. So I give it to the next year. If he's doing the same thing like he was, he'll be fired before that year. I'm just saying.
No,
I
no,
know
no.
they looking at that like we ain't cutting them with $20 million up on the table. They ain't gonna do that. They looking at But the point is that it's not enough coaches on the board to hire, and
Right.
then try to learn a new system. And how long it's gonna take to learn a new system, and it's gonna take some time. It is gonna take some time. But with your point, we was talking about small market teams. You're correct. It's bias, bad. But difference between the NBA and NFL. We know the teams that suck in the NFL. We know what teams that's not good. That's not doesn't even get a prime time game. The top teams in the NFL that you at least get four. At least get four prime time games. Our Packers are one of them. But the problem is when you get the lower teams, you see with who doesn't get the prime time games. You look at teams, you're like, oh yeah, they suck. They're not good. They're
Right.
not. We know we're not that good. That's the thing that's different between that and NBA. NBA, they just want to hold teams down. They don't want too many teams to get too good. They want that Texas to get better. They want
They're
the
trying to control the board too much.
yeah. It obvious with it. That's the thing that's make me laugh. They obvious with it. They want you give Dallas the number
Right.
one overall. Then Houston getting better, and they want
The
all these
West
teams.
is going there's a new, like I said, there's a new regime coming into town. What we're seeing is the end of the OGs. We're seeing the end of LeBron, the end of Steph, the end of Draymond, the end of Klay Thompson. That era is over. I told you to be a king, you gotta snatch the crown of other kings. And Edwards is on a tour right now. He went ahead. LeBron James, give me that. Luca, give me that. Steph, give me that. Draymond, give me that. He's on a mission. That's what Minnesota's a dark horse because Ant Edwards got something I haven't seen in a very long time. I don't want to say the players that I've seen this mentality with because it's too soon, but I am seeing something in Ant Edwards that I don't see in any other player in the NBA, including LeBron. And he's
Hey,
talking it too. So I'm just gonna say that. I'm gonna leave that there. We'll address this at a later time. But I am telling y'all, Ant Edwards has the ability to have the glow, the real
hey,
glow.
hey, WSO, this is for you. I hear voices in my head. They come to me. They understand. They talk.
So it's a lot going on. But are y'all not entertaining the playoffs before we go, Mr. Cool? I'm really enjoying it. It's been every game has been good regardless.
It's been amazing. Go ahead, Mr. Cool, man. I want to hear your thoughts.
Hello, gentlemen. I just want to start by saying Minnesota, OKC, and Indiana Pacers. These three teams, if you go back 3 or 4 years, this has been a slowly building process for those franchises. They didn't do this overnight. So they've been taking stepping stones each year. They've had to
True.
have some losing seasons, and they were able to get higher drafts, and they working it and working it, and now they've got themselves up to where they're pretty much Final Four teams now. But that has been a work, and that includes the Knicks as well. I mean, those teams 5 years ago were pretty bad. All four of those teams,
Correct.
and now they are about to be the four teams possibly in the Final Four, and they all did it just by step. You know, um, each year he get a little bit better. The Pacers 3 or 4 years ago they weren't that good at all, but they added guys. You keep adding guys, and finding draft picks, making minor trades, and getting the right guys, and they built this up into a nice team they've done. So we have to realize is that Boston Celtics and the Milwaukee Bucks in the last 8 years are the two winningest franchises in the NBA. That
Mm.
translates that translates into low draft picks. And so, yeah, you might hit on one here and there, But it's hard to draft late and find that guy that's going to outplay the guys you're in the
True.
lottery. So we have to be realistic. We would have had maybe you know traded Giannis a long time ago, and so we had some
Right.
losing seasons. By virtue of the fact we've kept winning, we didn't. We're just so spoiled. We're used to winning that we do it every year. But
True.
that means we're getting 21, 22, 23rd draft picks in all these years. In the past 6, 7 years, we haven't had a high draft pick. I think DiVincenzo was the highest draft pick we had, and he wasn't even that high in
Yeah.
the draft
True.
because we've had all lower draft picks. So yeah, you can once in a while find that one guy, maybe early second round or late first round, but typically it's just hard to find a guy that's going to
I
really
agree.
be a top notch player like that. And so we can't have both. We decided to keep on trying to compete and win and win and win now, which in hindsight maybe that wasn't the best thing. Because I know Armor, you've been wanting to get rid of Brook Lopez and guys for a while.
Wow. Right.
It may be, but I
Oh,
think we were under the impression that Giannis wants to win right now, so we're going to keep these veterans and bring in a couple of the guys and win right
Right.
now. In reality, Giannis is only 30 years old. We probably should have just tanked a little bit for a couple seasons, got some better, higher picks instead of trading away our draft picks. But I mean, hindsight's 2020. You can
20.
always
Right.
look back and say what we should have done. So I don't want to go down that road. But in terms of the Pacers, though, I just think they're the best team.
it's
What
one
I've
that one.
seen of them, they are the best team left in the playoffs as far as a team. They are the most
Mhm.
effective and efficient. They are an extremely efficient
That
team.
is true. Dre West said it earlier. I don't know if that was you and Dre West talking about ball movement and how they don't make any stupid passes. They're just a polished team.
Well, and you said it best too. That coaching and all that preparation, they know where they're supposed to be on the floor at all times. Who's going to be where? They know each other's skill set,
Correct.
so they know who to pass to. They know where the good shot is. They don't take bad shots. It's just amazing. Then they got four guys come off the bench. They just picks it right up where they really could be starters.
TJ
Um,
McConnell has been a difference
right,
maker. Derek White
right.
and TJ McConnell, as far as others, have been supreme in the playoffs this year.
And they may be the first team to go to the finals without necessarily a top 10 player in the NBA in terms of just 10 talent wise. I don't
Correct.
think no one's done that recently. Got to
No,
the finals without a top 10 player.
no, that's
I don't.
true.
I mean, Pascal's a nice player. Halliburton's a nice player, but you would never consider him a top 10
No, not
in the
top
NBA.
10. No.
But yet they're going to be in the finals. So they are doing something pretty unique in that they're doing it with the team. I mean, they are really doing it with the team. They're not doing it with one or two stars.
Correct.
Giannis carries our team. Let's be honest. He carries our
Sure.
team.
That's
And,
the
we,
thing.
and we're always trying to build players around him.
Hmm.
But the reality is they're doing with just 9, 10 players. And they play them
Yeah.
every game. And they
True.
don't miss a beat. They don't miss a beat. And Cleveland got stumped. They got stumped in the ground by him. Golly.
Kenny Atkinson got exposed to me, Mr. Cool. I was really disappointed in his coaching in that series,
They
or
they
lack
took
thereof coaching in that series.
they let
Well,
they let Mitchell
they,
go off, everybody else away. They pretty much let Mitchell
mhm.
do it. Just took everybody. They do the same playbook they did with Giannis. Let Giannis do his thing. Take everybody else away. Like, don't get them extra passes. Don't let any of the other extra stuff. And I'm like, that's the problem. You have too many. Like, you have a star, but you don't have those players around them that can actually create or go in the lane or do what they need to do.
Right.
What Mo supposed to have been doing? But we supposed to have been that player everybody was talking about. What about? I mean, Allen. I thought Allen was the dude, that dog, but it seemed like they just took everybody out of the game except for Mitchell. But it's like that's been my problem. Now,
But
what I want
also, I want to say this: we're not mentioning, but we do need to say this. I believe also Cleveland played soft. I believe the physicality of the playoffs made them fold like a chair. They didn't feel the physicality in the first round, but once Indiana was, because they had to fight with us and we was physical, so Indiana was already in that mode of pushing and punching
to.
around and doing all of that. So then when they started doing that to Cleveland, Cleveland was like, "Oh,
Wait,
whoa,
wait, wait,
what is all of this? This man done pushed me down and all of this." And I don't think they ever adjusted from the physicality from the jump. I don't think they adjusted. Their coach didn't adjust. to anything that was being done, and I just think they folded. Entire team folded. Players, coaches, everyone folded. Period. That's what happened. They were exposed.
You know why they got exposed, Amber? Because this wins playoffs. This ain't no more friends. We ain't talking nice. This is
Right.
for the chip. This is for the
Right.
championship. We ain't talking nothing. And the Bucks had the intensity, just wasn't smart with it. They had the intensity to go against Indiana. They didn't have the mindset of playing.
You know what? They didn't. It's not just the. It's not the mindset. They weren't prepared for battle.
Mhm.
Anytime you're going to war, your general has to prepare you for battle, give you a game plan, give you an alternate game plan if that doesn't work. That is why we fail. That is
And
why
I
we
think
failed throughout the years. We are never prepared.
right. And I will say this too: Giannis is really the kryptonite to the Pacers.
Correct.
He is the one they cannot deal with him. So we had the one thing and the one player that could take them out if he was, as you would say, prepared. We had the right coach, right players doing the right things around him. We can beat the Pacers. We showed that even in that last game. We gave that game away at the end, but we were beating them even without Dame playing.
Correct.
So we showed that we have something that, and see, Cleveland didn't utilize their bigs enough. I mean, the bigs, all of a sudden, they were winning that one game, and then the guards started shooting threes, jacking threes, and let the Pacers right back in the game. So,
Yeah.
and
uh,
Discipline.
I do got to speak to Gibson real quick because I
Okay.
know he on that coaching thing. Gibson, I don't know what's going to happen with the coaching thing with us. I don't know. I just don't know.
Mr. Good, Mr. Good. I tell you, Mr. Good, right now, by watching this playoff, Amber, Daniel, and Mr. Good, by watching this playoff, it has opened up my eyes a lot to find out that we have a coach what cannot coach. It all showed me that, like you said it the other life, Mr. Good, coaching matters. Coaching
Yeah,
does matter. And I just hope that the front office come to realization that if Doc, you see, you can't give him no more chances. I don't want no more chances with him. I don't. I understand. You all might want him here, but I don't want him here. The reason why I don't want Doc, he buried Andre Jackson Jr. on the bench. The young guys are buried on the bench. This is my concern. He ain't using the guys the way he's supposed to be used, Amber. If you look at a team like Indiana, Ajax gonna make a difference. Make if you to put him inside there. He got to keep up with Halliburton. He has the speed. He have the potential. He young, but no, he buried him on the bench. I say that's one idiot of a coach. You see
Mm-hmm.
something is not working, switch it up. Common sense. Mr. Cool could see it. Mr. Smith could see it.
Mm-hmm.
well,
Bishat could see it.
my,
Amber could
let, let,
see it.
my thing is this though: you had 82 games to figure it out.
Yeah,
How do you
right.
not know who can play? I mean, come on, man. You had preseason, you had all this time, and you still don't know who should be out there, who shouldn't be. That just shows me he just didn't put the time with it, or he didn't care enough to not know who should be out there, to not be able to realize that Brook is a bad matchup for the Pacers. All those little
Facts.
things that he should have known way before that series even started. You got to prepare for the playoffs. In fact,
Last
the Knicks did that. Everything they did was to get ready for the playoffs,
Correct.
and Doc doesn't coach that well.
It bothered me, Amber. It bothered me. It hurt me that we he. I pray they don't keep him for next season. If they keep him for another season, we just might as well prepared for another sink ship because that man cannot coach for the save his life. And he make up a lot of excuses. He throw his players underneath the bus and the press. He throw them underneath the bus. I don't want
Yeah.
him on, but it just like the Bucks organization they made a mistake.
well,
Getting
it's two
rid of
Williams
Griffin
goes
supposed
to though, because if y'all didn't get Griffin here in the first place, and we got somebody else before Griffin, then we would have.
Mhm.
I'm being honest.
You're
And then
right. You're right.
y'all hurt the last before this season. The last two series in the playoffs, he's been hurt, and he's not been playing. So it's really
to
frustrating not to have your star player play last 2 years, and then finally you get to play, but then your other star player get hurt.
Right.
It just it just it's really frustrating. To see that. I thought this year would be the year we finally have our team healthy and see what we can do. And it just seemed like it was just I don't know. It gets frustrating. But if Giannis would have not said anything about the Griffin, we probably would have had that problem. But the problem was they was second seed before they fired the guy. So I
Right.
just like it boggled my mind. It just seemed like they had something, but then they were just not happy. So it just seemed to me like if you do another system, which they had with Griffin, they was like the top scoring team at that time before they with the Doc, and Doc we struggling to get 100. We're struggling to get any points on the board. And it just I wasn't thinking it wasn't just Dame, it's just his system it's no system. It's just you go out there, you go out that way, go that way, you do a little screen here, we're doing AU basketball. It was just
Yeah.
too much stuff that was not like Amber always said, it wasn't presented as basketball. It is presented as you doing this and you better you figure it out for me. Like it just all star
Mm-hmm.
those gauntlet. We gonna have all these coaches and they ain't saying anything. It's just it took it the it took them to the last game to about the elimination to take out Brook.
Right.
We've been screaming for Brook to get out the game. How long? How long?
Mhm.
Yeah.
You that long to take somebody out. So it's just like I'll give Doc next year. But after that, his days were coming. I mean, I know, but those owners already said they don't want him off 2 years off 20 mil. They're not gonna do
Yeah,
that.
that's a lot of money. It's a business. It's just is
It,
you got
it,
to take that in consideration as well.
they
That's
already
just
messed up doing Griffin already. Griffin's still on the books. They already probably still mad about that right there. So they
we
gonna
just
give him one
the Bucks just need to focus on players. That's it. That's the only thing
play
that can help us is better players.
players and
Period.
develop players and development.
That's
And
dead too, because we in order to develop, you need to have coaches. So we can't. That's not gonna happen either. We just need to get as many talented players as we can on this roster, and hope we have enough IQ for them to figure it out. The coaches will not be able to help this team whatsoever. That's just we've already seen it. We've seen over 100 games. You don't need 100 games for somebody to show you who they are. We know who we are. We're a team that has one or two very ultra talented players that when they're on their game, we can beat anybody. But that's when they're on their game, not when the team is on their game. We don't know how to get other players involved. We don't have any pet plays. We don't have anything. We just have to we went off of talent and grit. That's it. So what we need to do is just adjust, get younger, get more athletic, get some wing defenders, and just see what happens. Because all this other stuff is wishful thinking. Because if I'm looking at it from a business perspective and we should as well, you can't just throw away 20 million. You just can't. You
good
can't
point.
throw away 20 million. Go ahead, Gibson.
Amber, the one thing I would like to say, if they plan on bringing Papa Clown back for next season, these are the changes I would love to see. Number one, I would love to see them get rid of that old drop coverage, eliminate that completely. I would love to see a new system in place. And not only that, I would like to
Gibson, can
see
I
the
ask you a question?
go ahead,
You've seen
Amber.
over 100 games with this man. What makes you think all of a sudden he gonna change?
I knew this was
Ah, I just
It
want to
is
see something
that
new.
man is almost 70 years old. You think he gonna change in the off season? You got to come to
That's
grips with what's going on. They try to
that's
ride
why
it out at least one more year with Doc. Gibson is 20. Are you eating 20 million, Gibson? I don't care if you got a billion. Are you eating 20 million? Are
boy
you eating
Amber,
20
Mr.
million?
oh, man, come
Man,
on.
Just say no, you're not eating 20 mil.
no,
Nobody's
no,
doing
no,
that,
no.
bro. You gotta be real. You
Oh
gotta
man,
nobody's eating 20 million, bro.
oh man,
Nobody.
Amber, it tight right now. Amber, Mr. Cool and Daniel to get this man back as our coach next season it's a hard pill to swallow right
It
now.
is, but it
It's tough right now.
eh,
Oh, the because he too stubborn, Amber. That man is too
but the
stubborn,
thing
Amber.
is that but that's also true. I don't want this to just be all Bucks. We want to talk about general here, but there's nothing out there, Gibson.
Nobody out there,
Well,
man.
that's the thing. Sometimes we have knee jerk reactions, and sometimes we need to settle down and just kind of really look at things logically, take a deep breath, and really look at things logically. We fired Doc. We could say Rondo and all of that, but Rondo's not proven as an NBA head coach yet. We don't know what's out there. If we fire Doc, what you want us to go get Malone or somebody that just got fired but from somebody else?
No,
You know what I'm
no.
saying? I don't want somebody else girl that they just got dumped by somebody else.
We
You get
could
what I'm
give.
saying? Like that's why we just have to really just kind of relax for a minute and wait to see how things turn out. You know what I'm saying? As far as if Bobby gonna opt out, if all these other players gonna opt out, because all the other stuff we're talking about is just wishful thinking. Because if that coach is here, all that other stuff you talking about is out the window. No one changes overnight. And if someone is changing, you see gradual change over time. You saw Giannis getting better gradually over time. You could see the growth. We have had this man for over 100 games. We've seen no growth. That means there is no growth. It is what it is. The only thing that can save us is talent. There's no culture that's going to save us. There's no development program that's going to save us. The players are the only thing that can save that team. Period. And that's why we get exposed against higher echelon competition, because against the higher echelon competition they have both. They have talent and then they have coaching. When you have both, that supersedes talent. That's why when you go get somebody like Rick Carlisle, even if he doesn't have all of the extreme talent we do, he has a brain and he knows how to put his people in the right positions to be effective and to neutralize what we want to do. He's
So I got a
pressing us.
question.
Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Cool.
Sorry, I didn't mean to
Yeah.
interrupt. So what are our chances of re-signing Trent Jr. and Porter Jr.? How is that looking for us to get those two back?
That is
Because those
good
are the
as
only
long as
two
we
I care
let
about.
Brooke go. If we have to get Brooks 23 million
Malone,
off of the books,
Malone,
and then Bobby's
opt
contract would
out.
have to come off too.
Yeah, because those are the only two guys
Yeah,
I'd say are must-sign
I
players.
agree.
Them two. Anybody else, I don't really care that much. It'll make me no difference. But those two, I would love those two to stay with our team.
Right, agreed.
You know? I
Agreed.
don't really whatever happens with anybody else, I'm fine. Whatever if they stay or whatever, but those two are must be signed players because I think
Yep.
Giannis loves playing with them, and we really underestimate what Trent Jr. did in the playoffs. That's just been like that was amazing what he did in that series. How well he
Right.
Yep.
played on both ends of the floor. He's getting steals. He's actually still leading in steals
Right.
in you go to ESPN stats and look for the playoffs. He led the playoffs in steals per game.
Mm.
I mean, he was doing it on both ends of the floor. Put up that 37 piece that game. Come on, man, we got to get that guy signed.
Yeah,
Cannot let him walk
No, I don't think
because
they. I
Giannis
don't think
plays
they
well with
will.
him. They better find a way. And Porter Jr., we just got to get him under control a little bit. He
Right.
can play, but he's got this was a learning experience for him this year. So I think he'll be fine next season. But
I
I
agree,
anybody else,
but
I don't really care.
they just need to have some like reasonable contracts. But like I said, there's gonna be a lot of free agents too that are reasonable. So it might be a little fluctuation. We might be able to slip somebody in on a mid-level exception. That's why I'm saying we just gotta wait. Let's see how the playoffs pan out. And it looks like we're headed towards game 7. And but in the Thunder Nuggets series, the Nuggets open the can up on the Thunder in the third and fourth quarter is 95-109. Nuggets got championship heart. Like,
I'm,
damn the Nuggets.
and
Wow. Thunder are
I'm by
done. I can't see them winning game 7.
I'm,
I don't know. I don't know. I
and
don't
I'm by
see it. Go ahead, Gibson.
I'm a Mr. Good and Daniel. I got one question for you. When I look at other teams to compare to our team, other teams they get rid of their coach. For an example, Denver fired Malone.
Gibson, we gotta stop. Gibson, we gotta stop
No,
with the
no,
coaching.
no. I only using an example. I only
Okay.
using an example to see how they get to buy in to the system. So instead of okay, we had Pronti was there, and remember when we didn't have the head coach yet, Pronti did a good job with the team. So I figured out like instead of going shopping, you could get someone right here in the organization and say, okay, who could probably bring in their ideas to see how they could win. Tim, I say this to go. I say this all, but it makes sense that we need a coach who would hold our players accountable, Amber. We need a coach who would
Gibson, you
you know
keep talking about this coaching thing, bro. Like it's dead. You keep talking. It's dead, Gibson. There is no workaround. The-
all right.
I don't understand. Gibson, he's staying. They're not gonna eat 20 million. He's not gonna
All
change. He is who he is. It's
right.
done. It's
All
done.
right. We just have to see how it works out.
Yeah,
So,
that's it. That's all we can do is see what works out. Maybe have one of the assistants take the lead. I don't know. We're gonna have to see, but I do see this though. Game 7 is definitely
and
happening between
so,
Oklahoma City and Denver. Wow.
so remember that this series these playoffs been exciting. They has
Right.
been and exciting. There had been a lot of learning experience for. I think a lot of teams around the league is watching this playoff to take note to see how well they could come better. Because a lot of teams coming back when the season kick off in October. A lot of teams going to be better. We know that Orlando is going to be a problem. Definitely Detroit is going to be a problem. So we have to try to get back in that winning column too, and to put
Mm-hmm.
ourselves back into the conversation. So it all started in one play. I think that the Bucks could have tried to see they could get in free agencies. That's
Okay.
he he used to play in Charlotte, but they trade him to Dallas.
Good looking, Jay.
PJ Washington, Mr. Cool. I think PJ Washington, and he's only what 26 years old. He's only 26 years old. So I look at it because he have the length, he have the height, he can shoot. I think if because how Dallas get Cooper Fly, they could really be looking to move some of the players in the off season. So if we could get PJ Washington, I would be fine with that because he could defend, he could shoot the ball, and he's more
Who are
younger.
you giving up to get PJ Washington?
That's a good question. I rather trade. I rather
This
do a trade.
But that's
I,
what I'm saying. What we don't have. That's what I'm saying. All of that is too much because you're talking about trade. If I'm Dallas, I know you need my player. You think I'm
yep.
just gonna do player for player, or am I gonna want a draft pick?
Or drive pick, baby.
That's why all of this stuff is just. You know what I'm saying? As soon as
Yeah.
y'all say trade, I instantly just tune out because I know y'all not paying attention. I know y'all not paying attention. We did ourselves a favor just by getting under the second apron to be able to do some trading and get players and do simple stuff.
Correct.
Some of the stuff that I've seen in the chat trade, some bundle law it's none
I
of
might
that is happening without draft picks.
I
None
might
of
even
these
look.
teams are taking any of that without draft picks. And we don't have a ton of draft pick capital right now that's under our control. We have draft picks, but it's pick swaps, is a lot involved. That's why I'm saying the only way this team is getting better is through free agent signing. It will not be trades. If it is, it's going to be small trades, nothing crazy. It's just not possible without draft pick. Y'all gotta look at the big picture. You gotta put yourself at looking at it as a business. I know that y'all want PJ Washington because y'all struggling. You think I'm gonna take Pat Connaughton for PJ Washington? Pat Connaughton and Ryan Rollins. No, they're gonna be like, we'll take dude, but we gonna want to pick. That's what I'm saying. We're in between a rock and a hard place. We have to be reasonable with expectations with this team while we're going through a transitional period. This is the transitional period a team goes through after they've gone on a playoff run. Golden State Warriors are going through the exact same thing we're going through. They've been trying to band-aid the issues, trying to insert a Kaminga, a Pods. They just haven't found the right niche, and they're going through a transitional period like we are now, except their team is way older. It's the exact same thing. The thing is now we need to know and understand as the fans and everything, we're in a transitional period. And we know that we have constraints financially, and we got to do the best we can. I see a lot of like just kind of like trade so and so, do this, do that. All of that is great in theory, but the possible execution is low. just because of the lack of draft capital that we can actually and we shouldn't be wanting to move that draft capital. That's been our problem for the last 10 years, trying to give up draft picks to try to get a quick fix, uh, get rich quick scheme. My bad. You know what I'm saying? To do that. So it's like, now we just got to go through the process. It's going to be a little tough at times, but now we need to go through the process. As you like to say, Gibson, developing players, however they got to figure that out. They need to do that and see who we can get through free agency and mid-level exceptions. All these other theories is wild. That's why even the trading of Giannis, all of that's wild. It's not logical on any level. You know what I'm saying? Because even if a team want to trade for Giannis, it'll destroy your franchise. It'll destroy
Mm.
your franchise. And then on the
But
Buck side, are we even smart enough to take advantage of those draft picks?
I'm a,
That's the also the problem. So it's just the Bucks. We're in a transitional period with that team. That's it.
I, I'm a question, right? The best thing I could say that which you touched on a little earlier in order to get that development program in there, they have to be willing to accept that. They have to be willing to see that we are missing something. How could we get our players that what we have now to turn them into quality players? And the players themselves have to say, how could I get better? How could I make myself a better player to help this team moving forward? Let's take an example. Let's look how now the Indiana Pacers play. Their guys came off the bench and they do their thing. Those guys, they develop those guys. So that's all I want the Milwaukee Bucks to do is just implement system what is missing. Put the pieces together what we are not having. Put them in and then we'll get the results. We can't just every minute we want to win, but we have to put in work. We have to take the time or to say, let's move this piece, let's try that piece. That's what I want. Like we have Tyler Smith glue on the bench. We could see what he have. Let's try wake him in. Ajax, we see he could be a good defender. Let's put him in the games. Give him some time. That's what I want us to do. We don't have to be going out on the free agent market to be looking for no big fish. We have them here on the team. They right here. They right there on the team. They're just not giving the opportunity to show their skill set. That's all it is. And they right there on our team, though. They right there in our face that we just overlooking them. We ship them out. Yeah, Dante, get him out of there. We can't keep trading away everything. We gotta try to see how could we build with the little pieces that we have. We have to get when Giannis get older, someone have to be there to take the torch on to continue to carry the franchise. So
Well,
we gotta
Gibson,
get
Gibson. Let me tell you this: some of that what you're talking about is also responsibility of the players themselves. The
yes,
year before Derrick Rose won the MVP, he went out to California, worked with his trainer, double sessions, 6 days a week for the entire summer. That next
right,
year he became MVP for the Chicago Bulls, but he put that work in. So some
right,
of our guys who you're talking about that are guys off the bench, it's up to them too. I mean, you can't expect the coaches to magically make them better just by putting them out there. They got to take the summer and the off season and say, "Hey, I'm committed to being better. I need to be a
I'm
better
trying,
shooter.
Dre West. I'm trying.
I need to be better at this. I need to be better at that." And the players got to take some responsibility to get better too. I mean, the
right.
coaches only can do so much, you
No,
know. So it's up to them. Are they going to take the summer and get better, or are they just going to be, taking the summer off? And like I said, that trainer said, and I heard him say it. He had to make Derrick Rose take Sunday off. He was doing double sessions all summer to
yep,
get better, and
Exactly.
that's what it is.
he became the youngest MVP in NBA
Yeah.
history that next
True.
year.
Yep,
And
So
I want to follow your point, Mr. Cool. I
okay,
want the other thing that I remember Emerald was saying earlier that we don't like coach ain't gonna save us. The problem is, Gibson, our coach is just Giannis right now. That's
yep,
been the
hmm
yep,
problem. That's been the problem. These
right,
other, like Mr. Cool said, need to step up. They
yep,
need.
right.
They had to because all we're saying is yes, we want them to play better, but they gonna have to. That was the problem. Giannis scored 30 points, and what else? What else was doing? Yeah, Gary Trent stepped up, and that's why we're harping on him getting re-signed. and Kyle Porter Jr. to get signed back. But these players need to actually work. Like nobody's
Right.
gonna the Bucks anything. No, like you see how the Pacers are playing. We're not even naming one player on that team. We're naming like McConnell and Siakam and Halliburton. That's been the problem with the Bucks. It's just been Giannis and Dame and everybody else. The team
Yep.
has
And
to go up themselves. Even with Doc, even with Doc, the players are gonna be like, okay, if Doc, all right, he said we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this right here. I see differently than him. Or in doing play. And then Doc, you can't get mad about it because they saw something else. When you play on the field in football, if I see a guy about to blitz me, the coach ain't gonna tell me how to change. I change play on the fly. Like if I'm Aaron Rodgers and I see a blitz coming or I see a check coming, it's not up to the coach to tell me how to change the play. I'm just gonna change because I'm that dude. I'm that guy. When Aaron was playing back in the 2010, that's what he was doing. Was
and let me and let me follow what you just said. Something, Daniel. At the beginning of the season, I owed a man an apology because I was real disappointed in Trent Jr. He was struggling shooting the
Right.
ball at the first couple of weeks. But what did they say? He would go every night and work out in the gym because he knew things. For some reason, he was out of his rhythm. He put in work. They said every chance he could, he went at night and put up shots to work on his game, get his shot back, and get comfortable. So I'm just a big believer in that. So our guys like Ryan and Collins, these guys, man, right now they should be somewhere in the gym.
Yep.
Okay, and don't wait. You can't wait for your coaches. You can't wait.
Right.
If you, this is your career. This is your livelihood. If
Right.
you know, 60 players got drafted. You could be replaced easily. Okay,
Facts.
every year.
Yep.
So how important is it to you? You got an opportunity. Look around Giannis. You ain't got to do a lot. Just be effective at what you do.
That's
You
a
ain't got to be
great
great.
point. That's a great point.
Yep.
You're playing with a
Yep.
superstar, arguably the best player in the NBA. So polish up your game. Spend the summer getting your game right. I can't. I ain't gonna sit back and wait for the coaches if I'm one of those guys. No, I'm gonna work myself and get ready for the season. But that's up
Yep.
to the players.
up to him.
I completely agree with that. Yeah, that you got to get yourself ready. Giannis got better by working, getting in the weight
Mhm,
room. He got better.
mhm.
Chris Middleton wasn't Chris Middleton like that. He put in the work. You got to put in the
Right.
work to get better. That just is what it is. AJ
Yep.
Green made a leap from his rookie year to last year, putting in the work. Now he's a solid rotational player.
Exactly.
So I agree with most of these. Like you have to put in the work. It
That's right.
just is, and maybe that's what Doc is assuming. He's like, why am I'm y'all need to be putting in the work. I can get you guys going, but you need to put in the work. So maybe they're not putting in enough work individually to be better. I don't know.
And then I think what the coaches have to do is look and see who's not mentally strong. Because a guy like Prince is just he's got to go. He's
Yeah.
just
Gotta go.
he's the most mentally weak guy I've ever seen with
I'm
that much
past, I'm
skill.
past
Right.
for him.
I'm just it's
Past
stunning to
for
me.
him. He can go.
Yeah. I just can't believe it. That guy, and this started, I'll always remember this because I think I came on with you live when he accepted the fact that Middleton took his starting spot when Middleton first got ready to play. And I was thinking to myself, dude, you're leading the league in 3-point shooting, and you're willing to say I'll sit on the bench. What that says to me is that you're
Hmm.
not mentally tough, and that played out throughout the season with that dude. So
You
he's got to absolutely got to go.
fight my spot. You want to fight me to the bone. You want to
Right,
take me.
Right.
right. Thank you. That's how it should be.
You want to
I'm
take my
leading the
spot.
league. I'm
Before I,
leading the league in 3-point shooting, and you're
yeah.
gonna just let Milton just walk in and take my spot? No,
Right.
no. We're fighting for this.
Need
But
me,
he
need
didn't
me
care.
on the court. Need me on the court right outside. You gonna handle this. Well, like you said, that mental toughness. Nowadays, guys just want to be cuddled and touched and like, oh, it'll be okay. Yeah, just
Right.
don't worry about it. No, we need guys that gonna work. Jerry Rice. All guys
And
say
I
Jerry
tell you,
Rice.
Kuzma, get in the gym all summer, Kuzma,
Right.
because you missed way too many shots. Way too many shots. You got to get better,
But
or
you
you
need to
got
be
to
putting up.
go.
I may need to be putting up at least with 3,000 shots at least. And not and Mr. Cool. not only the other players, the whole team collectively in general need to be in the gym, starting with the main players. See, the problem is that what Michael Jordan said in an article I was reading the other day. He said when they was playing for the Chicago Bulls in the summer, when they get put out by the Orlando Magic, Jordan told his trainer said, the trainer said, Jordan, I see you next season. Jordan said, no, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. He started that whole summer. They said that whole summer, Jordan worked on his game. When they came back with that season, what they do? They beat Orlando. They beat that team with beat
True.
them right now.
That's true.
That's what the Bucks need to do right here. Instead of the summer, you're traveling all over the world, ain't putting in the work you're supposed to be putting in the work. So when the season start, you done ready, you done put in the work, your game is elevated to another level. Teams can't shut you down no more because why? You expand your game. That's what I'm looking for our players to do. Don't just be traveling around partying and you
Right.
ain't putting in the work. It ain't gonna work like that. You have to put in the work to see the results. And I agree with
Yeah.
what you said, Mr. Cool. A very good point. Have to put in the work.
Yeah.
Good
Well,
one, Johnny.
Amber, I gotta go.
All right, Mr. Cool. Appreciate you tapping in, Mr. Cool.
Okay,
Always a
guys. Good to
pleasure.
see y'all.
All
Take care,
right, see you
man.
later, Mr. Cool. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Mr. Cool, always a pleasure to have Mr. Cool in the building. It just is very interesting everything that we're seeing. The watching the playoffs as an observer now with the Bucks being out, it just allows you to look at things with a lot more open of a mind and kind of
Mhm.
understand why certain teams are in the predicaments they are as far as still being in the playoffs, what they're doing better than teams that are not in the playoffs. And when it comes down to it, the simplest three things I can tell you is shooting, defense, and turnovers. Those have been the three things that decide every one of these games. Shooting, defense, and turnovers. When teams are hot, they're doing really well. They're getting transition buckets. They're getting up the floor. Jokic had 29 tonight. Murray 25. Christian Brown kicked in with 23. Him getting 23 is pretty much the difference in the game.
I I really think like if Gary Trent does sign back, I think he's gonna start next year. I, like, the steals, he's still leading the steals in the playoffs. It's crazy stat.
Yeah.
Even with watching these games to see what's going on in the playoffs, it just opened my mind up. Like man, like Bucks are off, but they're not that far off if
No.
they can just put in the work, just put in the work and have more time. Like you said, they gotta get the players. Also, the players gotta put the work in too. They got this ain't just the coach. I understand,
Right.
but guys got you got to put work in too because it's been too much of these players are playing hard. Man, it's hard seeing the Bucks not playing that hard as these teams are right now. But it's like
Right.
for a championship, this is when you've been doing all the pain and the grinding and going to the gym, keep
Right.
shooting when you like shooting or. You just want to go home, or you just tired. You want to just stop, but you want to keep getting that work in and we need that. The players that we have next year on the Bulls have to have that pain. Because right now, the culture is just Giannis, and that's it. Everybody, we gotta make people. We gotta make us look and see a culture as the Milwaukee Bucks, not just Giannis. It gotta be more. It gotta be all of them. When you think about the Packers, you're thinking about the team. You think about what they represent. You know, I'm not being messing with the Brewers, but I'm just saying with the Packers,
Right.
your team is still to the point of you getting primetime games. You know it's about the team and culture and what they gonna represent. The Bucks gotta be more than just Giannis Antetokounmpo.
No, I agree with you. And that's what we're gonna see in the off season. But speaking of hooping, so tomorrow we got the Celtics and Knicks in game 6
Yeah,
in
if
Madison Square Garden. If Madison Square Garden,
We gonna
do the
if
see.
Celtics have a chance of winning this game in MSG in game 6?
no, my thing is if you got I'm gonna Brunson got 5 fouls in 1 quarter.
Yeah, that's great.
How is that foul?
That's
I'm
why
gonna,
Gibson want the investigation. That's why Gibson
I'm
want
gonna,
the investigation.
I'm
I
gonna,
knew what he was talking about. I knew exactly what he's talking about. How do you get 5 fouls in 1 quarter? And
that's what
then
I said.
they asked him the question, and they like, well, he'll win this because he'll get fined because
Right.
he ain't like, man, we already got the
I
other series
think
already.
they wanted them to play one more game.
One more game.
No disrespect, no strays. The NBA helped y'all get across the finish line against the Knicks. And I think they
Um,
just didn't want y'all to get put out that early, but I do think y'all are probably done tomorrow. Y'all should be done. Now I'll say this, if the Knicks lose tomorrow, they're done.
Yeah,
They
the
won't win game 7.
Knicks lose
and
tomorrow, I guarantee you that Boston's going to the East Conference
Yeah,
Finals again.
I agree. Go ahead, Gibson.
but not only that too. This is why I said in the offseason all this need to be addressed. The league need to investigate serious things. Okay, for an example, that same situation with Halliburton and Giannis down. All of these have to be investigated. But the referees in these games, my goodness, they need to be held accountable. A lot of
Man,
miscall.
you
Some
gonna have
players
to
ain't
talk to
getting
Aaron
called.
Silver about that.
Listen, these referees need to be paying some serious penalties. The league need to investigate serious. They need to sit down with the referee association to find out where they hiring these referees from with these silly calls. Man, they need to fix this. This need to be fixed. They have to
Man,
fix this because it is not being fair. You cannot go home to Boston. Bronson get
Hold on, hey
five
Gibson.
times.
Hey, Robert Walker Murphy
Five.
said she wanted an investigation.
Come on, man.
man,
I'm waiting. I'm waiting. It have to be investigated this by how Bronson get 5 fouls in 1 quarter. Come on, now. Come on, man.
I
Help
ain't
it
got-
make sense. It don't make sense. It is wrong. So when I see Derek like do all them push off and think no foul. Come on, man. This is a scam. See, they won
I,
Boston.
I,
I agree with this. This One Punch Man, thank you. NBA wanted the game in New York. The TV ratings are going to be crazy tomorrow, and it's a Friday night.
All right. So we'll see. We'll see. So I
It's going to be it now with the Nuggets winning tonight. Is OKC cooked?
they oh, I stopped myself. I stopped myself. They're done. If like they, how do you let like we always talk about with Cleveland is OKC Cleveland now?
It it's not look.
It's but with the even the Bucks exposed OKC. That's how bad it got for them. Even the Bucks.
They're a young team, but they should be able to beat Denver. But Denver got championship heart. I
Yep.
see it now. We talk crazy, Jokic this and that. Jokic was hooping tonight. Jamal
Yep.
Murray was hooping tonight. Christian Braun is who saved them tonight, though. Christian Braun getting 23, that was a game changer for them. You weren't expecting that. Hey, Jonathan Porter, I know they playing OKC for game 7, but this is an OKC team that's reeling right now. They might not be believing in themselves, and they're going against a team that's won it all already. I don't know if that's necessarily an advantage for them. I really think Denver gonna get on their helmet.
Boy, and they going back
That's
to back.
fair, Moose. Thank you. OKC is not cooked, but they should be very concerned. It's a game 7. They should be very concerned.
They should.
Go ahead,
I'm
Gibson. Then we go to you, Bleacher. Go ahead.
you always said that. You remember the Milwaukee Bucks the I think it was in the 2017, 2018. We always was the #1 top seeded. What we do, we look good in the regular season, but when the playoff come, that pressure, Amber, playoff basketball is a total different ball
It
game from
is.
regular
I agree.
season.
I think the pressure is getting to OKC now.
Right. See,
That's how
they
I
were
feel. That's how I
they
feel.
were See, I mean, they were never in that. So some of those guys that were on that team was never in
Correct.
that position before.
Correct.
Besides Alex Caruso, because he played with the Los Angeles Lakers, but the guys like Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, those are the guys. They never played on that kind of level before. I mean, so the pressure is high. So if you see OKC lose, that should be a very concern as a top seed in the West. They had y'all winning it all. You supposed to put Denver away in 5 games. You were supposed to be going to no game 7 with them. Game 7, boy, that could be tough. That could be tough.
And John, that's what I was saying, Jonathan. Yeah, exactly. Also, Denver still have the championship team damn near, so it makes sense. That's what I'm saying. It's not they. They're used to playing on the road in big games. Denver has been through the gauntlet already, winning the championship, and the core players from that championship team is still there. Jokic or Murray.
Yeah.
Aaron Gordon, they're still there. They remember how to win. Aaron Gordon have
Yeah.
made more big plays this playoffs in this playoff run than LeBron ever made in 20 years in the playoff. Aaron Gordon have made more big plays in just this playoff run. That's no disrespect. I'm just saying that's a fact. That's a
Yep.
fact.
And they got
Aaron
Russell.
Yep.
Gordon has been getting busy.
And they got Russell Westbrook on the bench. So
They got a solid team. And now OKC is reeling. The confidence ain't the same. People uptight. They not used to this. I feel OKC will fall to Denver. And
Denver.
then after they do, we'll start to hear again about Jokic being MVP and him being the best thing since sliced bread. Even though he might not have been the biggest impact or reason they won, you're going to hear that if they win game 7, which I expect them to win game 7.
I we talked about this. This is the main reason why we talk about Bucks like this, because we just said with OKC they had the guys experience enough or have the guys to actually to win those type of games, and that's why he was harping on the team culture not to be just Giannis. It got to be other players that can just take the moment, seize the moment to show who you are on that court, and then just when you're not good enough, you fold, and
Right.
it doesn't matter if your team good or not. If you don't show up in these playoffs, put your name on the table. Giannis put his name on that table and it stayed there for life. And it seemed like we need to get more guys that can do that on this Bucks team. But for OKC, SGA, he's not he's good, but he found out real quick you don't get those foul calls like you used to anymore. This is physical.
Right.
They gonna have that whistle not blown like that. But I see other players that showed up when they need to show up. It just I don't know. OKC is that team. If they win the next game, then yeah. But I don't.
I just
It,
don't feel confident. I feel like they'll fold under the pressure. I really think they're gonna fold under the pressure. No disrespect, they're a young team. They have to be in these positions to learn. Just like Houston. Houston had a really good regular season, but they got put out by a veteran team that had championship DNA in the Golden State Warriors. Golden State was able to defeat them due to them not being ready for the playoff intensity. And I
great
think
point.
OKC might lose going against a veteran team with with championship DNA. It happens. It just happens. I'm not saying it's 100%, but I feel like that's where things are headed. You know what I mean? We'll see. We'll go live after because I see a lot of y'all just making it seem like OKC is guaranteed to win this game 7 because it's at home. I don't feel like that. I really don't feel like that. I think that Denver has a real shot. I think that Boston has a shot against the Knicks in MSG. I think they
Yep.
have a shot.
I praying for New York to close them out, just so I can see that team break up, and then when no straight ENT come in and try to do the hip, I'll do the hip hop hippity dance and say where your team is. I will do the hip
What's
hop
wrong
hippity
with
dance.
Gibson? What's wrong
So
with Gibson?
so so so
Oh
so
man,
I pray for New York to close them out tomorrow, so I can come on the platform and do my Muhammad Ali shuffle dance and
Right.
say, no, straight, what you can do now? What you can do
We,
now?
we'll, we'll
So
definitely be going live, I believe, after the the conclusion of that Knicks game.
Boston
The next day
tomorrow.
we gonna have,
If
hey, no
Boston,
strain. Sorry, bro. We gonna do a live dedicated to
if
that game.
Boston,
Cause hey,
if, if Boston lose tomorrow, new edition, baby, new edition.
right. And
no,
then we gonna wait. We gonna wait till after that Nuggets game. That Nuggets. We gonna go live after Nuggets OKC game because a lot of y'all poking y'all chest out for OKC, like y'all just assuming OKC just gonna walk just because they at home. They just gonna waltz over Denver. I don't feel like that.
so
Man,
I
now
just don't feel like that. Gibson is
so
a
that
beast. I know, right? Shout out to Gibson.
Daniel,
Barack Bahamas
Daniel,
is in the building.
I never even do the Muhammad Ali shuffle to say no straight T goodbye. Now once you lose, The team is broke up. You got no you got to get rid of Drew. You got to get rid of Kristoff, all Pritchard, all those guys. You all got to pay them. So how your team is going to look next year? It could look like a whole
What's
skeleton
wrong with
crew.
you? We
Oh
not
man,
about to dance on their grave.
I
We're
can
gonna give logical breakdowns, analysis, and perspective on their failure, and then how their team's window is permanently shut.
Ever. He's been cooking us all year
I
long,
know.
man.
Hey, we gotta be PC for a minute. We gotta wait till the actual live. We gotta be PC. Shout out to No
Well,
Strays though. Shout out to
yeah,
No Strays. Let's get
you know
let's
me.
get the last words in with Gibson, then we will go to Bleacher. Go ahead, Gibson.
But you know me. I don't run from no smoke, and I represent the whole Bucks platform. I coming on for him, and I can say, listen, yeah, we can do it here in the Bahamas. We can do the what we call it, the rake and straight dance for him. To say, listen, what we call it down here, we could do the rake and we could scrape for him to say, listen, yeah, your team is finished. Get out of here. You've been on our helmet all year long. So next season, I for sure that the Bucks they are going to be better. We're going to be better next season by the grace of God. That I think that the organization has done seen what they needed to see. They are going to make the decision what they need to do. Next season when we come in, Boston, we ain't gonna have no respect for y'all. We can walk all over y'all. Like yeah,
There
you're
we
like y'all
go.
ain't. Because go ahead, Daniel. The floor is all yours.
Hold on, but before, oh yeah, but after you go, Daniel, then we gotta go back to Gibson for the peace and love. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, baby.
Ah,
There you go. Hey, Premier Cotton. Premier Cotton there. Soft stretchy. Let's go.
um, it's. I mean, it's been a great playoffs, man. So far, watching it, and I'm really enjoying it. It's fun talking about these
I haven't
games.
made everything live on the website yet. Y'all interested in any gear, just hit me on Instagram or email me, whatnot. You can email me through the website. I'll get you straight. All high quality merch. None of that hard gilding cotton. I'm a man of taste. So you will definitely
Oh,
have high quality merch from your boy. That's all I
uh,
wanted to say. That's my little pitch. Carry on, Bleacher.
he's not cotton.
Yeah, hey,
But
I'm trying to tell him.
been enjoy the playoffs. I'm really enjoying it, and it's all love between everybody. No strays. We just messing with you. But
Right.
if they do lose tomorrow, I can't wait. I can't look at me. I can't wait. I've been waiting for this day. I've been waiting for a long, long time, man. So get ready. But OKC, I don't see them in
Boom,
this game.
Jonathan Porter. Boom. Go ahead.
I don't see OKC winning. I just they
Yeah, it don't feel right. Yeah.
right. That was their chance. They should have just took them out right there. They had the lead. SGA ain't getting the calls no more.
Mm,
And never just this is different between having the team and having one player that's
right.
good.
Right.
And that's the problem. Need to be a team, not just one person.
Facts.
Good.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Go ahead and send us home, Gibson.
Oh man, but one or two little things I got to say for no straight until you no straight. You lose tomorrow, I'll be the first one tapping in the live. I'll be waiting. You don't need to hide. Come on this platform. Faces like a
Gibson,
man.
Gibson, Gibson, Gibson. No strays is on here every live, bro. Win, lose, or draw. We not gonna even put that on his jacket. No strays being here every live. And we gonna wait.
So
I'm going live after the Nuggets game, so we could talk about both games. But go ahead. But it depends. We'll see. We'll see what I can do. If they
so
get
I'm
blown out or something, it might have to be an emergency live. But go ahead.
so what I would like to say is that I just looking for our team to get better.
There we
To
go.
get better. Everyone in this offseason put in work. And I know Giannis just had a baby too. Yes, you still have to put in work. The free throws have to be improved. That coach you hired to help you with your shot, just go with a coach that can really help you to be more consistent with it. And that's all and I'm yes, this I just by saying that. So since Dame is out for the rest of the season, who are they going to put to fill that spot? It's going to be between Kevin Porter Jr. or Gary Trent. Out of those two, they are going to have the spot, or how are they going to situate it?
We're gonna have to wait and see. I want to really get into Bucks a little bit later. You know what I'm saying? We're
Okay.
gonna see
All
what
right.
happens the off season. That's why I keep
All
saying
right.
we're trying to get a little bit more general, but we gonna
All
see.
right. All right.
All right, we gonna see. We
So,
gotta make sure we retain these people first.
so,
That's what I'm saying. You
so,
talking about who's starting? We gotta make sure we can keep KPJ. We gotta make sure we can keep Gary Trent. It's so many variables involved with the Bucks right now. It's hard to predict anything. That's why I'm saying we kind of gotta chill for a minute until we get any announcement, because we're in between a rock and a hard place too, though. But go ahead, Gibson.
so salute to the chat. The best Bucks podcast on YouTube. The real podcast where you get the real news
There we
live.
go.
You get the real information, not the fake, the real source. So,
Wait,
peace to the panel, peace to the
ESPN.
president, the vice president, and everybody who support this
Appreciate
podcast.
you.
Peace and love to everybody in the
There we
chat.
go. All right, Gibson. All right, Bleacher. All right, Joe.
All right, Albert.
Let me tap in Brandon before we get up out of here. Go ahead, Brandon, real quick on you, bro, before we get up out of here. Go ahead, Brandon. Brandon, you muted yourself. Oh, Brandon, you muted yourself. You gotta press the unmute so you can talk. The mute. Brandon, you're muted. I can't hear you. Oh, Brandon, Jesus. All right, I'll give you a second to tap back in here, Brandon. Otherwise, we gonna get you back in on the next line. I don't know what's going on with the audio. Thank you, Miss Robin Walker Murphy. Appreciate you, man. Robin Walker Murphy with the $20 super chat. Appreciate you. Just putting something on it for a Knicks win. Appreciate you, man. Salute to Robin Walker Murphy. Yo. Appreciate you. Salute. All right, Brandon. Give you a quick recap here, bro, before you get up out of here. Go ahead, Brandon.
What up?
Go ahead, bro. Yep,
Hey,
so you.
I got something for y'all.
Okay, Green Bay Packers.
Yep.
Okay, there you
Yep.
go. There you go. Go ahead, Brandon.
What's up, my buddy?
What up?
What up, Packers? What's good? I think I'm watching these playoffs. It's eye-opening for it.
Mm-hmm.
Because salute to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I love y'all though. This playoff is eye-opening. The way Indiana put out the number one seed first, I think whoever come out the East or West
Okay.
will win the championship. Whoever gonna come out the East or West. Because I'm with you. They're playing with Jayson Tatum.
Right.
You know, crazy. No crazy. I love you. I love you too. You are the comedian. You make us laugh every goddamn day. Every night. Hey, we want y'all to come back. But I don't know if y'all gonna have all that pressure tomorrow
Mm-hmm.
in New York. So I think we're gonna see what happens tomorrow.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna be emergency live.
Yeah, we gonna see. I'm gonna try to go live. We gonna see, but I might wait till after the Denver game. But we gonna see if that, like, if the Celtics get their head beat in, I might have to go live just so we can discuss the Celtics getting their head beat in. But we gonna
And
see. Go ahead, finish up, Brandon.
the west side, Denver or OKC, I think Denver gonna take it. I'm not too confident in OKC.
Mm-hmm.
You know why?
Mm-mm.
Because OKC, they got the young talent there,
Yeah.
but I think that the bright the light is too bright for them
Right. I agree. I think so too.
because because it's gonna look the same as the Patriots did with Cleveland.
Right.
I'm not too confident in OKC,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm confident in Denver
Okay.
because Denver had that championship heart
Right.
and they got that pedigree.
Correct.
So I think it depends on whoever come out the East or West or in the final.
Right.
Um, let I think all these tiny stuff is out the window this year now because to me next season with all these playoff runs, whoever wins the championship, to me needs to do the investigation
There we go.
because everybody wants to talk about get rid of the NBA, get rid of all these things, talk about the flopping, so-called flopping, people getting injured, all that stuff. I think the league needs to do some of that investigation. And the rest needs to get some investigation too.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna see what happens. So I'm pretty sure because whoever wins this game tomorrow, probably gonna face the Patriots.
Okay. Yeah, I feel you. That's what. Yeah, it's gonna be exciting tomorrow. We're gonna definitely see. I might go live tomorrow, but might wait till Saturday. We'll see. But I'm definitely going to be glued to my chair watching that entire game tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely go see Brandon. Go ahead though, real quick, Brandon.
Um, I'm gonna give because I think the other team has to step up tomorrow without Tatum. But I think I agree with you, Am. I think their right is playing really well.
Agreed.
And I think if Boston lose tomorrow, they need to blow everything
I
out.
agree. I want them to blow it up if they win tomorrow.
If they win or lose tomorrow, then they need they need to blow it up
Right.
because you got too much money to pay all these guys.
Correct.
So we're gonna see what happens tomorrow.
There we go. Yeah, exactly.
I'm not gonna I'm not I'm not gonna get too crazy, too hype, or too 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 crazy right now.
Okay.
I just wait for the right moment.
All right, there we go. Appreciate you, Brandon.
So to move to my first thing to friend, taking one day at a time. Taking one day at a time. And of course we out. But we still here, y'all.
All
We
right,
still
y'all.
here.
All right, Brandon.
So taking one day at a time. I got y'all. I love y'all.
All right. Salute to Brandon. Appreciate all y'all tapping in while we doing these general NBA playoff lives. If you haven't already, please hit the like button. I hope everyone is enjoying this content and us talking about little bucks, NBA playoffs, just keeping the community going, keeping the energy going. And we got a politic. I can't go too long without talking to friends and family. I'm Amber. This is Amber's Logic, NBA playoff news. We just got done discussing a plethora of topics. Everything that's happened from Jayson Tatum uh, rupturing his Achilles to the Denver Nuggets forcing a game 7 to the Minnesota Timberwolves being in the Western Conference Finals, the Pacers smoking the boots of the Cleveland Cavaliers and the pressure that's going to be on the Knicks in Madison Square Garden tomorrow and on OKC this weekend in Game 7. So I'm excited. Basketball is cracking right now. Please stay tuned. Hit the notification buttons. We are going live. We are dropping shorts. We got posts. We are just dropping content left and right, friends and family. Of the most electrifying content with premier audio and visual information all in one stop shop. Let's go. All right, y'all. I'm up out of here. Let me go out here and try to get this dog a little walk in real quick. All right, y'all. Comment, like, subscribe, share the electrifying content. Hey, y'all, hit the like button. Quit playing. Show some respect to the platform. Go.